Hi guys. I wanted to recap on a situation that happened a month ago. My youngest daughter's father-in-law died, and they had his funeral on September 30th. So it's been about a month ago. So it was right during that time where I've never met him. But I prayed to him like I would pray to God or Jesus or, whatever, or whoever. Sorry, I'm trying to get my, well, I don't know how I did this. Hold on a second. God dang it. I'm tangled up. My cord is way too long. I should have got a shorter one for the microphone. But anyway, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, so his name is Jaron, and he, passed away a month ago, and I was praying to him, and I said this in a previous video, but now something else happened, so just bear with me a second. So I was praying to him in my head while I was working at work, and I said to him, Jaron, if you hear my prayers to you, because I had just previously, when I was at home before going to work, I prayed to him, thanking him so much for being so nice to my daughter and welcoming her into the family, and everything he did for her. He made a custom bike for her so they could all go ride bikes and stuff. And he was just so good to her, and they were really close. So I was just praying to him later at work, like, Jaron, I'm just curious. I want to know if you can hear my prayers to you. And if you do, I would like for you to send me a tip, like a tip between $1 and $10. And also, immediately thereafter, within 30 minutes or something, I'm going to need a player's card that says not your name, because there's nobody in America named Jaron. But I said, get as close as you can so I know it's you. Okay? So then it was just a little while longer, and I got a $5 tip. I'll never be able to spend this. Never, ever. I'm going to put it in a frame. So between 1 and 5, or 1 and 10 is 5, right? In the center, right? So I get this $5 tip. And then I find this player's card that says Jaron. Like, you can't get any closer than that, right? And I found this just a few minutes later. Okay, and then another thing that he's been doing to show his family that he's still there, he broke his watch. His watch broke, his lamp broke. There was a couple other things that broke that was just his. So I feel like that's his way of saying, hey, I'm still here, because they probably didn't agree on if he was going to send butterflies like I'm going to try to do, and maybe blue feathers too. I might get another tattoo of a blue feather here later on. But so they probably didn't, agree upon something instead of breaking everything, But also that night when I was going to work, I've had this little dream catcher hanging by my rear view mirror for years. So when I was going to work, backing up, when I was going to work, I had this hanging. I pulled out of the driveway. I drove down the street about a block, and half of it broke. So this leather thing, there was 2 pieces to it. So there's a little piece there, and then this piece, and it broke, and it was hanging like that. And I immediately thought of Jaron. I'm like, I think that's Jaron breaking that, show me that he's there with me too. And like, I felt like it was a thank you for a thank you. Thank you for appreciating and being grateful that I was good to your daughter. So after I got all this and I was going home, I was on the highway, and I was like already on the highway, didn't go over any bumps or anything like that. It was smooth sailing. And then the other side broke and the whole thing fell down to, the floor of the truck. And I'm just like, I just know this was him. So I'm going to put all these things in a frame. Plus I'm going to get a picture of him, and I'm going to hang it on my wall, because that is just like beyond, right? I never met this guy ever before. I never talked to him on the phone. Nothing. But he heard me. Okay, so then I started thinking Wednesday at night at work. I was thinking, because I've been getting all these signs and everything from my grandma and my grandpa and my stepdad that I love very much, and my mom. And I'm like, I've been getting all these signs because I'm writing a book. I've mentioned all of them so far in my book, in my series on YouTube that I'm doing. And but when I got to work Wednesday, I looked down on the step, and there was 2 white feathers, and they were kind of like that, and they were broken. And I immediately thought, oh my gosh, I think that's my mom. And I feel like she's telling me, like, this just came instantaneously in my brain. She's telling me that she's still broken on the other side because I haven't forgiven her. And I really feel like this is true. And I think I've forgiven her about 80%, but I'm not quite 100% yet, So I started praying to her, and I said, okay, Mom, if this is you, if that white feather, that broken white feather on the step was you telling me that you're still broken because I haven't forgiven you completely, then I said, give me a tip. Do it like Jaron did it. So do it like he did it. Give me a tip. I didn't specify how much or anything. I said, give me a tip, and immediately give me player cards that says something. I said, and my mom's name was Ginger. So I rarely ever see the name Ginger. So I said, I know I'm not going to find a Ginger, card, but give me a card with my grandma's name, or Papa's name, or, Michael's name or something. Give me, some kind of reference so I know for sure it was you. Okay, so I was there maybe 5 minutes, maybe 5. I don't even think it was 5 minutes, and I got a $20 tip. Within a few minutes, I got this card. Oh, I probably should have blocked out their numbers. But anyway, Catherine. And it says Catherine, a love. Catherine was my grandma's name. And yes, she was a love of mine, right? So I feel like this is really significant. So then I kept working, and probably within an hour, I found the other card. Catherine, a love. So I know this is my mom. Then I found this. I've never found L&M cigarettes, and these are the cigarettes my mom smoked. And it says smoking kills. She died of emphysema. The back says smokers die younger. So I feel like this is her and maybe possibly my grandma's name, Catherine, are trying to tell me to stop smoking. But anyway, this was just so significant to me. And then I found another player's card that said Michael on it, which was my stepdad's name, one of my stepdads. And I forgot I had it in my little tray, and I tossed it away. And I'm pretty sure the last name was Reynolds, but his name was Bledsoe. So it was Michael Bledsoe. It wasn't Reynolds, but the name Michael, you know, it is significant to me. So anyway, I accidentally threw that away. And also, just a little side note, when my grandma died in hospice, I sat with her for a long time, and, you know, I stroked her head because I heard that helps the soul leave the body. And when I got there, that day, I remember I got my attention. She got my attention somehow because I was talking to my mom, and my mom was, you know, and I looked over at her, and I got up in the middle of the conversation, didn't say a thing to my mom, went over, sat down, and I put my head on her chest right here. And that was the last breath she ever took. Oh. Okay, so I sat with her for, I don't know, an hour. And back in those days, I was rolling my own cigarettes with a filter on it and everything because it was a lot cheaper. And I went outside to roll some cigarettes in the courtyard. And this lady comes up to me that I didn't know, and she said, you know, smoking's really bad for you and it kills people. And I was like, yeah, I know, but here I am. I'm addicted to smoking, so I'm probably going to keep smoking. Well, you really should think about stop smoking. And I know for a fact that my grandma sent that other lady to me to tell me that. She always wanted all of us to quit smoking, but everybody smoked in the family except my grandma. So, you know, when I was growing up, I just thought grandmas don't smoke, but everyone else smokes. So I'm going to smoke too. I knew this from a very young age. You know, when I was like 5 or 6, I knew I was going to be a smoker. Because I just thought that's what everybody did. But anyway, I just thought this was interesting, and it just gives me chills. I mean, clear down my legs, I'm getting chills. But anyway, I just think it's cool, and I just wanted to share that with you. All right? Okay, guys, have a great one. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.